313 race wins, 25 championships. Repsol Honda, the Japanese MotoGP team, used to dominate racetracks. But now it's witnessing a dry spell. Some say the team's amazing drivers were the secret to their success. 5 of the top 8 world champions have been with the team. Some say the secret was the incredible bikes. We say, let's take a trip back in time and analyze the details to know the true secret. It all started in the 90s. Honda had been racing for several decades, but it made its debut in MotoGP in 1995 with a 3-rider lineup of Mick Doohan, Alex Crivell, and Shinichi Ito. These drivers rode the Honda NSR 500 and achieved incredible victory. Doohan had won the World Championship title with 7 races and 1 race left for the season. His teammates, Crivell and Ito, had finished 4th and 5th, respectively. The Honda NSR 500, with its powerful 499cc V4 engine, which produced more than 200 horses, was so great that it remained in use in 1996. That year, the team expanded to 4 with a rider named Tadayuki Okada joining the previous crew. Doohan and Crivell rode the NSR 500, but Okada and Ito rode the NSR 500V, the latest race motorcycle by Honda. Instead of a V4 engine, the NSR 500V came with a V-twin water-cooled engine. It could only produce 135 horses, but it was lighter and had better handling, so it was good for the race. And Okada showed what it could do by earning pole position in its very first race, in Malaysia. However, that year, Doohan won his 3rd championship, Crivell finished runner-up, Okada finished 7th, and Ito 12th. Those who rode the NSR 500 did better, but that might be attributed to the skills of the driver and not the motorcycle. The next year, the 4-rider lineup continued, but Ito was replaced by Takumi Aoki. The NSR 500 and NSR 500V were the bikes used, and the Repsol Honda team won all 15 races of the season. Doohan won 12 and was the champion. Okada finished runner-up with 1 win, Crivell was 4th with 2 wins, and Aoki finished 5th overall. It was such an incredible performance for the team, one that was never replicated. In 1998, Doohan, Crivell, and Okada remained on the team and were joined by Sede Gibernau. The first 3 rode the NSR 500, while Gibernau was given the NSR 500V. Doohan continued to do incredibly well, and he finished the season with 8 wins and another championship title to his name. Crivell finished 3rd overall with 2 wins. Okada finished 8th because he missed 3 races after breaking his wrist during practice, and Gibernau went home in 11th place. For the last season of the decade, the team had the same lineup and rides. They were ready to deliver their best when the star rider, Doohan, got into a serious crash at the Spanish Grand Prix. It was so bad that it caused his retirement from the sport. Honda was worried that they wouldn't dominate as usual due to Doohan's absence, but Crivell went on to win 6 races and coup the World Championship with 1 race left in the season. Okada finished 3rd overall, while Gibernau, who had the weakest result the previous year, finished 5th overall. Then the new decade came, and the team began struggling. In 2000, Crivell, Okada, and Gibernau were the only drivers. That year was a difficult one, as the NSR 500 didn't perform as well as they had hoped. Crivell won only a race and finished 9th overall. Okada finished 11th, and Gibernau 15th. The next season was not any better. In 2001, the team had a 2-driver lineup, Crivell and Toru Ukawa. But it did not make much difference because Crivell could only earn 2 podiums and finished 8th overall, while Ukawa finished 10th with a single podium finish. However, Honda's performance took a nice turn in 2002. That year marked the debut of a new MotoGP class. Valentino Rossi joined the team alongside Ukawa, and both drivers got the all-new Honda RC211V. This bike was developed due to the changes in regulations for the road racing 500cc class. It came with a 4-stroke engine that had a huge 990cc displacement, and it gave off 200 horses. This bike was so incredible, and Rossi made the most of it by winning 11 races and becoming the world champion with 4 races left for the end of the season. Ukawa had 1 victory, 8 podium finishes, and finished 3rd overall. 2003 was also impressive. The power of the bike was increased to 240 horses, and Nicky Hayden joined the team. Rossi won 9 races and became the world champion 3rd time in a row. Hayden finished 5th overall with 2 podium wins. Rossi left the team in 2004, and Alex Barros joined the team. This year, A new suspension link and exhaust was added, but that didn't translate into a championship title for the team. Barros finished 4th and Hayden 8th. The team's performance the next year was not bad, but it could have been better. Max Biaggi became Hayden's teammate. Hayden finished 3rd overall, with his first MotoGP win at the United States Grand Prix, while Biaggi was 5th with 4 podiums. 2006 was an interesting year. Hayden got paired with 250cc world champion Dani Pedrosa, but the former was the star of the team. He led the championship for most of the season except at the Portuguese GP, where Pedrosa had carelessly crashed into him. Both riders fell out of the race, and Rossi, who was riding for Yamaha, took the championship lead with 1 race left to go. But then luck shone on Honda. In the last race of the season, Rossi fell off his motorcycle on lap 5 while trying to make up for a poor start. His inability to finish the race made Hayden, who finished 3rd, the world champion. Pedrosa finished 5th with 2 race wins and 6 other podiums. Hayden and Pedrosa remained teammates in 2007. This year, the ride was swapped with the new 800cc Honda RC212V. The bike was expected to dominate the racetrack, but unfortunately, it didn't perform as expected. After a few rounds and a failed attempt at fixing the bike, the lead HRC chief, Satoru Horike, admitted that they had made a major mistake in the bike's development. However, towards the end of the season, there were positive signs of improvement. The team took the last 5 pole positions, and Pedrosa won the last race at Valencia. In 2008, Honda Racing Corporation, HRC, planned to introduce pneumatic valve springs and an all-new chassis with the hope that it would rectify whatever issues arose in 2007. But it developed so many issues that the new engine was shelved. Despite that, Pedrosa and Hayden couldn't dominate that season. We'd skip the years before 2011 because there was nothing successful about these years. In 2011, the Repsol Honda team sent out a revised RC212V. Dani Pedrosa, Andrea Dovizioso, and Casey Stoner were the drivers. That year, the RC212V was unstoppable, and Stoner earned the championship with 2 races remaining. Honda also earned its 60th Constructors' title. Before we continue, we'd appreciate it if you hit the like and subscription buttons. It won't hurt to also turn on the notification button. You don't want to miss out on this incredible content. Things got even better when the RC213V was introduced in 2012. The most significant feature of this bike, when compared to the RC212V, was its 1000cc displacement and 90-degree cylinder angle. However, it also got more advanced electronics that made it possible to control handling without a reverse rotating crank. Dani Pedrosa and Casey Stoner were the team's drivers, and with their combined efforts, won 12 of the 18 races. Stoner finished in 2nd place, Pedrosa finished in 3rd, and the bike earned them the Constructors' Championship title. In 2013, Marc Marquez joined Pedrosa on the team and drove the RC213V to victory. Pedrosa came 3rd, and the motorcycle won its 2nd Constructors' Championship. The next year, Marquez became the youngest rider to win 10 successive races in MotoGP. He had achieved this also by riding the RC230V. The 2014 season started rough for Marquez when he broke his leg after the first Sepang test and got to Qatar for the first round after just 3 days on the bike. However, he slowly found his pace, and once he took pole in qualifying, the rest was history. Yamaha won the Constructors' Championship in 2015 due to a series of ups and downs. The issues had started at the first race in Qatar, where Marc ran wide in turn 1 and had to struggle to earn a great recovery to earn 5th place, while Pedrosa battled with serious arm pumps on his way to a 6th place finish. After the race, he had to undergo surgery and missed out on the 3 next races. Marquez couldn't deliver alone either, as he suffered several crashes. But from 2016 through to 2019, no team stood a chance against Honda. The 2016 MotoGP World Championship was a great season for Honda and Marquez. The Japanese manufacturer earned a record-breaking 22nd Constructors' World Championship in the Premier Class, and the young rider became the youngest rider to win 3 Premier Class World Championships. At 23 years and 242 days old, the Repsol Honda's rider snatched the record from the legendary Mike Hailwood, who was already 24 years old when he won his 3rd 500cc crown in 1964. However, although Marc won the championship title at the Honda home race in Japan with 3 races left in the season, things had not started smoothly for Honda and HRC. Critical technical changes were made to the 2016 MotoGP championship rules, with the introduction of integrated electronics and a change from Bridgestone to Michelin tires, and it took time for the HRC engineers and the team to fully understand how to make the best of the RC230V. Marquez was able to achieve success with a blend of intelligence, maturity, and strategic moves. Marc's achievement was even more remarkable due to the fact that the season had 9 different MotoGP winners racing, the largest number in a single season in the 68-year history of motorcycling's world championships. Jorge Lorenzo, Marc Marquez, Valentino Rossi, Jack Miller, Andrea Iannone, Cal Crutchlow, Maverick Vinales, Dani Pedrosa, and Andrea Dovizioso, in that order, stood on the highest step of the podium at least once. Out of them, 4 were Honda riders, and no other factory has done the same in 2016. Dani Pedrosa also had a difficult start to the season. He struggled, despite stepping on the podium in Argentina and Catalunya, more than he had done since his rookie 125cc season in 2001. But he and his team never gave up and kept working till they smoothed out the kinks. He finished in 4th place, just off the podium at the British GP, and took an amazing victory at the subsequent San Marino round. Unfortunately, he suffered an accident at Motegi, and that crash left him nursing a broken right collarbone, left fibula, and toe. However, he soon got back on his feet to fight his way to an overall 6th place. 2017 was also a great year, as the manufacturer, Honda, and the Repsol Honda team secured the Triple Crown, which consisted of the Constructor, Rider, and Team Championships. In Malaysia, Honda earned their 23rd Premier Class Constructor title, the manufacturer's 6th out of the last 7 seasons. At Valencia, 24-year-old Marquez also became the youngest ever rider to win 4 Premier Class World Championship titles. The 2017 season also saw Dani Pedrosa finish his 12th year in MotoGP, and with the Repsol Honda team. It was a great year for the Spaniard, although some varying performances prevented him from being a title contender. Pedrosa recorded 2 wins in Jerez and Valencia and a total of 9 podium finishes, 8 of which were next to teammate Marquez, which made the Repsol Honda team the most successful MotoGP squad of 2017. 2018 was another spectacular year for Marc Marquez and Repsol, as the merger took their 5th Premier Class title together and reclaimed the Triple Crown once again. After joining the team in 2006, 2018 became Pedrosa's last as his time racing in MotoGP came to an end. On his way to the title, Marquez would earn 9 victories and 5 additional podiums, before gaining the title in Motegi at Honda's home race. And thanks to Pedrosa also delivering consistent top 10 finishes, a total of 438 points got HRC's MotoGP team both the team and constructor titles. In 2019, Jorge Lorenzo joined Marquez as Honda's driver. The dream was to form a strong pairing of 2 world champions, but Marquez spearheaded the team's victory on his own. Marquez was in control of the season by taking 12 wins and never finishing a race outside of the top 2. With an incredible last corner win in Thailand, Marquez secured his 8th World Championship and his 6th in the Premier Class. The domination displayed by Marquez also led to an utterly new MotoGP point record of 420 in a single season. As for Jorge Lorenzo, preseason injuries made the start to 2019 difficult as he missed a huge part of winter testing, but he soon started picking up his pace. However, this was cut short by heavy falls in Barcelona during testing and Assen during the race weekend, which led to a back injury that forced the former world champion to miss several races. In the end, Lorenzo decided that 2019 would be his last year and announced his retirement before the final race at Valencia. At that final round, the combined efforts of Lorenzo and Marquez secured the Triple Crown for the Repsol Honda team, their 3rd in a row. 2019 also saw HRC take a record 25th Premier Class Constructor World Championship. Unfortunately, all this came to an end that year, as the changes made to the RC213V after 2013 didn't yield the desired results. In 2020, Alex Marquez, the Moto2 World Champion in the 2019 season, joined Marc Marquez at Honda, and the world was expecting the Marquez to dominate, but things didn't go as planned. First, Marc sustained an injury to his right arm, which had him being replaced by Stefan Bradl. Second, The bike wasn't as great, and Alex could only finish on the podium twice. In 2021, Marc returned to Respal and was joined by Paul Espargaro. The two could not bring their goals to life for whatever reason. They didn't do too poorly because they were able to secure their first 1-2 race win since 2017, and Marquez won 3 races at a time. But it didn't translate to a Riders' Championship title or a Constructors' title. 2022 and 2023 were also the same in terms of performance, as the HRC couldn't fix whatever was wrong with the bike. And at the end of the 2023 season, Marc Marquez bid Repsol Honda goodbye out of frustration. His contract was supposed to end after the 2024 season, but he terminated it due to the team's inability to deliver. Now that we've gone through Honda's performance at MotoGP, what do we consider the secret to their years of performance? Our answer is a combination of amazing drivers and even more amazing vehicles. Looking through the years, we can see that Honda did the best when they had both great drivers and incredible bikes. Doohan's era, for instance, saw him winning several titles atop the great NSR 500, and some drivers rode the same bike and couldn't translate it into a win. The period of Marc Marquez's winning streak is also a good example. He rode the incredible RC 230V and delivered amazing results. However, when the vehicle started facing difficulties, all of Marquez's talents and strategies weren't enough to make a difference. So why is the Honda team currently suffering? Well, it's believed they're suffering from the curse of the golden goose. This means that the HRC was oblivious to the arising issues in their bike because they had a golden goose, Marc Marquez. Reports show that while Marquez was racking up wins, some of his Honda teammates started stating their concerns concerning the RC 230V. They shared that riding was becoming difficult, but the engineers turned a deaf ear because Marquez was delivering. However, in 2020, Marquez suffered a grave injury that caused him to miss the rest of the season. While he was away, it was revealed that the team put a hold on their bike development because they relied on Marquez's judgment and didn't want to make any changes that would affect him when he returned. However, the team debunked the claim, saying their slow development was due to the lockdown. Whatever the reason, their opponents didn't slow down development, and they left Honda to bask in their previous glory. Now Ducati is leading the MotoGP, and it might seem Honda's era of dominance has come to an end. Would the team be able to regain its lost glory? Time will tell.